Honestly, I don't know if I should help you or I should euthanize you. I want to help you. I'm gonna help you rediscover your manhood.
You can looks max all you want, but if you don't actually change your personality and who you are as a person, you will not become more attractive. And let me tell you a little story time to really set this into place. When I was a teenager, I was one of the first people to ever start bone smashing before anybody was even talking about it. And I was obsessed with my appearance. I was obsessively whitening my teeth. I was obsessively doing all these hair serums, going to this expensive barber, and I was trying to look as attractive as possible. But the thing is, I never actually had confidence at this point to go up and talk to girls, because at the end of the day, I was still that little fat kid who would sit in his room every single night playing Call of Duty Zombies like a freaking dork. And then I looked max and I became better looking, but nothing externally in my life changed. Externally, I looked different, but internally, I was still a fucking nerd. If the black pill had existed whenever I was actually a teenager, then I probably would have gone down that rabbit hole of getting caught up in the black pill, just obsessively looking at other men's faces and just all this negativity. But fortunately enough, I had the most Chad, the most badass older brother you could possibly imagine. This is what he looked like. He was a model before me. He mogged the shit out of everybody before me, and objectively, I think his face looks more attractive. Now, this guy is the coolest guy, and especially growing up, he was so cool. He was the popular guy at school. He'd get all the girls, everything. And instead of staying as a nerd, what I actually ended up doing was taking some advice from him. He was the one who got me into weightlifting. He was the one who actually got my personality to start changing to where I'm not that dork watching Dragon Ball Z, sitting in my room playing Call of Duty Zombies every single weekend instead of hanging out with girls and doing cooler things. You know the personality type, the Chad, the cool guy, the popular guy. And as much as you look max, there's still going to be that little gap that you cannot figure out. So today I'm gonna help you figure out that gap, bro. Let's get it. Number one, looks maxers and the black pill specifically, they're always focused on other men. You obsess over Chico, these male models, these other men. And here's the thing. The Chad mindset, you will never look at anybody else. You're never gonna think about anybody else. The only person that you are concerned with is you. Do you think Chico was sitting there comparing himself to other men? No. Men who are the top, men who are just abundant, men who are attractive, successful, they don't look at anybody else. All they do is they look at themselves. What can I improve upon today? How can I become a better person? How can I be more attractive? How can I grow my business? Because if you are looking at celebrities, male models, anybody outside of yourself, any distractions, you are not a Chad. I don't care if you look facially in 8 out of 10. If you are comparing yourself to other dudes and you got other guys on your mind, get out of here. When I was a dork, I always had this idea that there was always just going to be one special girl, the one and only girl. And now there are soulmates, like you can have a really good connection, but as a child and a young adult, I think sitting around waiting for it and really kind of using it as a cope to get out there and just start dating women, meet more girls, get better with your game in general, and just get comfortable with girls. I know a lot of you guys out there, you might not feel like you're confident enough, you're not attractive enough, but the thing is, man, if I look back, if I were to go up to girls, they would like me. Probably not as much as now, but I still would have had good success. And you get to learn how to actually interact with women, how to treat them like regular humans. So one of the biggest things, man, get this mindset out of your head right now that you are not good enough. You're going to wait to a certain point of looks maxing, all this stuff, and just start living life. Get off the forums, stop watching YouTube, and go talk to some girls. I don't care if you feel like you're perfect. I don't care about any of this stuff, man. Get out there. The thing about the Chad mindset is that he will never set limitations for himself. I've noticed, especially on YouTube, just other social media, just everything in general, the average person, he has very low limitations for himself. He doesn't think he can do this. He doesn't think he can start this business. He doesn't think he can build his dream body. It's all out of reach. Everybody on social media is on steroids, so why even try? But the Chad mindset, he's actually going to improve his life. He's not going to sit there for a second and think that he cannot build his dream body. He's not gonna sit there for a second, think that he cannot become as attractive as possible. He cannot build a business making $10,000 a month online. The Chad mindset is knowing that you are literally capable of anything. The incel mindset is setting limitations on yourself. You can only do this. You can only make this much money. You have to stay in this job. Get out of this mindset, man. You have to really realize with your mind that your mind creates every aspect of your reality. If you think you're sick, you will act sick in real life. But if you think you're a god, you can literally accomplish anything. Kanye is the best example, man.
Everybody says, who does he think he is? I just told you who I thought I was, a god.
You got to be arrogant. You got to be cocky. You have to believe that you are that guy even before you are that guy, man. You have to believe it and then put the actionable steps behind it to actually become that guy. If you really want to become a Chad, bro, you have to join Kalos Academy. Right now, we are doing a sale, limited time only until the end of the month. So if you want to join Kalos Academy with a 3-hour looks maxing course, 2-hour height maxing course to finally start leveling up, becoming the best version of yourself. Every 2 weeks, we hop on a VIP call with me and everybody a part of Kalos Academy. It is the perfect system in place to actually level up and become the best version of yourself. Just like my boy Greg, who started following my protocols and literally became a Chad himself, completely overhauled every single aspect of his life, including his dating life, how girls responded to him. So if you want to stop feeling like you're invisible, like you're not the cool, popular guy, this video is for you, man. You have to join Kalos Academy. Back to the video. How you respond to this next one is really gonna dictate your mindset. So the Chads, the popular guys, the cool guys, they break the rules. They're the guys skipping class. They're the guys, they're not always just a stickler for the rules. I have to follow everything just directly step by step. They kind of do whatever the fuck they want to. But obviously, there are legal limits. You obviously don't want to be out there just committing just all these crimes and stuff. But whenever you don't actually have to do something, it's not enforced, or simply you do not find it just because perhaps there's no science backing it up, but everybody's telling you to do this particular thing. A Chad is going to tell everybody to screw off. He's going to do exactly what he wants to according to his own standards and his own morals. Even after I looks maxed, I still had that incel body language. You know, you walk into a room, head down, you don't feel like you're confident. You don't feel like you're that guy yet. But the Chad, the person that you need to become, he's going to walk into the room like he is the guy. Demand attention from everybody, man. I have seen short, unattractive men. Literally, they've got an aura to them. They walk into a place, they're busting through the seams with confidence. And I can tell you, these guys do very well in life because at the end of the day, even if you change everything that you can, you're not exactly where you want to be. Having the confidence and really feeling like you are in charge of your life. You are the main character. No one can tell you what to do. This is what it's all about. All right. This is actually my favorite one out of all of these. So my brother, he used to do something called peacocking.
I look like a total idiot. You do, in fact. But it's actually a seduction technique known as peacocking.
First time I actually saw this was in the movie 17 again, where he talks about peacocking. It was pretty funny. But my brother would always peacock. He would wear the most outlandish shit to get girls. Like, he would go out to a party shirtless with a fur vest. He's 6'4", looks like a Chad. And you could say, oh, it's because his look. The peacocking shows that you are confident as hell. So if you can peacock, this is Chad energy through the freaking roof. Now, what's a good demonstration of this? Well, you can do that. You can be shirtless with nothing but a fur vest, which I've actually done on many occasions. Last year on Halloween, I was shirtless. All I had was a leather jacket and I was drenched in blood. I was a sexy vampire. So you have to learn how to peacock. Wear something so outlandish that you will always get attention. There was another night out, this wasn't Halloween, and I wore one of those mesh shirts. That's very popular in the homosexual community. I love gay people, let's not get anything mixed up, but I am heterosexual. So I went out on a night out like this, and a couple guys tried to make fun of me, but I ended up having a very good night because of this peacocking method. You gotta drop those dorky interests, bro. Like, Chad, is he going to be sitting in his room playing Call of Duty Zombies, playing Fortnite, scrolling social media? These are things that dorks do, man. You have to actually develop cooler interests, as in you got to go play outside, touch grass, play some basketball, make new friends, hit the gym, hit the sauna, hit the spa. You got to get out there in the world and do real life things, because the Chad is not chronically online. He gets out there and he actually lives an exciting life. My dad has a saying. He always says it. He says, this guy walks to the beat of his own drum. So this is the last thing that a Chad is going to do. And it's kind of like breaking the rules, but more in depth. Pretty much the Chad, he doesn't care what societal norms are about marriage, about having kids. He doesn't care what societal norms are about having a job, any of this shit. You know who radiates Chad energy? It's going to be Brad Pitt in the movie Fight Club. He's got a soap business. He lives in a piece of crap house in the bad part of town. He starts an underground fight club. And yeah, you could say, oh, it's imaginary. No, I'm just talking about Tyler Durden, the character. He lives life to his own drum. He does what he wants, when he wants, and he does not care what anybody has to say or think about it. So the Chad energy to full completion is really just doing whatever the hell you think is cool, and it's your own unique original idea, because at the end of the day, man, you could do all the looks maxing stuff everyone else is doing, but you could still be an NPC. You're not radiating that Chad alpha energy like you could be. That's it, boys. Subscribe if you're new. I love you with all my heart. Peace.